First, thank you so much for making time for me. And I know this is a very busy moment with you because as we speak, the Polaris Music Prize is going to be announced. And as anybody knows, when it comes to the Polaris Music Prize, it is debates, it is arguments, there are agreements, but somewhere in the end, we find out what the best Canadian album is going to be. First, I want to say congratulations on being able to keep this going, especially during this tough time with the pandemic going on. How are you doing, and how's everything going on with getting this all set up?
Well, thank you. We're doing good. We're busy for sure. And it was interesting to sort of, I think we were a little bit lucky that the pandemic set in with enough space for us to sort of put our heads together and come up with a plan B, but it hasn't been without its little stumbles in the road and learning curves, and I'm just really happy that I work with amazing, not only colleagues but contract workers and people that and our sponsors and our jury who we've worked with for so many years. So, as much as there was a lot that changed and that we had to rethink, we have a really solid base group of people that we can rely on. So it makes it a little bit easier when you know you have a strong team behind you, with you, alongside you.
So let's break this up. First off, for folks who may not know what the Polaris Music Prize is, what is it exactly?
So it's a music award for the Best Canadian Album of the Year, based solely on artistic merit, regardless of sort of popularity, sales, and we don't sort of have like a rubric for what merit is. Our jury, which discusses music all year round and makes suggestions to each other, sort of have their own internal ideas of what the best means, and so that leads to a lot of interesting discussions about music. Is that a good explanation?
No, yeah, that's a perfect explanation. I was going to say what's also important too is what the first, second, and third prize get, and basically everybody else who gets into that top 10.
Yeah, so the winner gets $50,000. It's sort of unique for there to be a cash prize in sort of music award worlds, and it's great. It helps artists actually be able to make a living at being artists, and then everybody who makes the shortlist also gets, a nominee prize if they're one of the 9 non-winning shortlist artists, courtesy of Slate Music. And that's also great. Just anytime you can get money into musicians and artists' hands and creators' hands is a win.
I would say especially at this time as we speak. So what are the changes now? Because, of course, in the past, I was used to sitting at the Carlu in the audience as it's being broadcast and, watching the whole show and watching the artists perform. But this time, it's going to be different. How is it different this year?
Certainly. So we were sitting back and trying to think, do we do a live stream show? How does that work even? And we looked to our poster programs. For anybody who doesn't know, every year, instead of giving sort of a trophy, we have an original piece of art commissioned for every shortlisted nominee, and we create a limited run of silkscreen prints for that. And it's this really fun sort of side artistic project that just adds to the whole event. So we sort of looked at that and said, what if we did that in lieu of the performances and having 1,000 people in a room? So we decided to commission 10 films, short films, inspired by the albums and featuring music from each album as sort of an homage to each of the shortlisted artists. And some of the shortlisted artists were even, expressed interest in wanting to create their own film, which of course, we love art, so we're open to whatever sort of gives people passion in life. And so essentially what is going to happen instead is a digital broadcast where there's 10 sort of artist packages. We introduce the artists. We talk a little bit about their nominated album, and then it segues into these sort of commemorative short films that honor or express sort of the themes of the album. And then at the end, we're going to reveal the winner, just as we always do.
This is going to be incredible. How do we, as the audience, get a chance to be part of this to watch?
So it will be streaming via cbcmusic.ca, and I believe also on CBC Gem, and it will exist there afterwards. And it'll be live, but it will exist afterwards. So we would love it if you would tune in live, but if you're not able to, it will be there afterwards for you to still check out these amazing short films.
Now, I know it's probably unfair for me to ask, but I'm going to ask anyways. Could you give me at least a few of the names that are nominated? Because you guys really cut this down from thousands to 100 to 10, which I don't know how you guys do it, and I don't know how the critics do it, but they did it. Who are some of the nominees this year? Oh,
the shortlisted nominees?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have Backwash, we have Witch Prophet, we have U.S. Girls, we have Kate Trinata, Jesse Reyes, oh my goodness, now I'm blanking.
That's okay. That's okay. I could stop you there because that's why I was saying it's so unfair to me to ask, because I know there's so many names. And you're still busy running around trying to get all this stuff organized. I think people should realize, too, just by the names that you mentioned, there are indie artists. There have been some artists who have been nominated in the short list before, and then there are international artists, too. But the important thing is these are all Canadians making great music, great albums, and representing Canada on that music scene around the world. So I think this is amazing. Again, how can folks get involved to see this? And also, can folks make donations to Polaris to help out in the future or anything like that?
Well, Polaris isn't a registered charity, so we can't accept or solicit donations. Okay. But usually, in a usual year, tickets are available to the gala, a limited amount to the public, and that always helps to sort of offset our reliance on sponsors or grants or whatnot. And then it also invites the public in. But again, just tuning in and supporting the shortlisted artists, and also by extension, if you like something you hear, please check out the long list as well. Just by supporting the artists that get nominated, you're supporting Polaris too, because our goal, our mandate is to support these artists and get their names out, throughout Canada, throughout the world. So by supporting them, you support us. So that's what I would say, actually.
Amen to that. Again, how do we see this? Where do we go again?
So cbc.ca, cbcmusic.ca and CBC Gem. It will be streaming on October 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Thank you so much for making time to speak with me. I know, like I said, this is a busy time for you and for everybody else in your organization. Thank you for what you guys are doing, and thank you for keeping this type of music award show alive. And cross fingers, next year I'll be back in the Carlu, in the audience, watching this great event.
Oh, yeah, me too, hopefully. And we'll be back to eating fancy grilled cheeses and ketchup chips and rockets.
Oh, you just made my mouth water. God. Thank you again. Take care and be safe.
Okay, you as well. Thank you so much, Rudy. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.